If you're looking for a fun and relaxing way to spend your free time, this video is for you because today we're getting creative doodling with bright, colorful markers, a whole page full of cute and fun stuffs. So come along and draw with me. Welcome back friends, my name is Anita and on this channel we make art that is fun, simple and relaxing, and I'm so glad you're here with me today. We're doodling in fun and bright, bold colors today, and you can use any type of markers that you've got lying around. I'm using these broad tip acrylic markers that have been very kindly sent to me by ArtX. I love their range of vibrant colors. These markers are a delight to work with and the ink flows so smoothly. I've added links to this product in the video description below, so make sure to check them out if you like. And let's get right into our drawing. I like to start with the sun. It's something about this bright yellow pop of color that just sets me in the right mood, in a happy mood. Using the broad tips of these markers to my advantage, I'm starting with these large blobs in some basic shapes for our doodles, like I did a circular blob for the sun and then added in some fun details with a fine liner. And now I'm drawing a bird for which I'm starting with an oval blob and then I layer on another color for the head. Add those finer details like the eyes, some feathers on the head, some tail feathers, a beak and some patterns on its body. Let's draw some daisies. So we start with the center of the flowers. Let's do a couple of them. They always look good in a cluster. And with the flick of our brush, we're doing these tiny little oval petals. And then join them all up using some stem. And you can also add some leaves. And adding a few more details like I'm doing right now just takes the doodles to the next level. And also the fact that you can layer on one color over the other like we just did for the petals makes these drawings look like they have so much more depth. Drawing flowers made me think of drawing a bee, and we drew a yellow oval and added some stripes with black, some wings with blue and a dotted line to show the path it has flown. For the next doodle, I'm starting with a pencil sketch. I'm drawing a monstera leaf. Now typically monstera leaves have slits and holes in them, so when I'm drawing this sketch I'm going to draw these U shapes for where the slits will be, and when I go in with my marker I just draw around the U shapes that I had drawn with my pencil guide. And I'm also drawing a few holes, and when coloring in I'm gonna leave those bits out, so our leaf now has some slits and some holes. Rub off any pencil marks that you can see, and you can add some more details by drawing in some veins. Moving on, our next doodle is super fun. We're starting with an S-shaped neck. Can you guess what it is? It's a flamingo, and we give it a teardrop shaped body attached to its neck, and then you can use some black to draw in a beak, some eyes, give it some feathers and some legs. One of the legs can be bent, and that's looking a lot like a flamingo. For the sake of fun, I'm drawing in a crown on its head with some metallic golden color. Now these doodles, they look great, worked on your planners, your bullet journals, sketchbooks, greeting cards. The options are endless. And it's a great way to add some fun and some cheer to any piece of paper really. So this guy here, we're drawing a pineapple. We started with an oval blob and added some spiky leaves on top. For fun, we're gonna add some sunglasses and finish off with some spikes. It would also be fun to draw a slice of pineapple lying next to it. Staying in the theme of yellow, our next doodle is a fried egg. So I draw a circular blob for the egg yolk, leaving a little bit of a gap for the highlight, and then finish off with a messy outline to show the egg white. Drawing a mug of coffee now, Even while doodling, it's fun to play around with highlights and shadows. Like you'll notice that I left a bit of gap while coloring in my mug to show some highlight. But if you skip that and colored the whole area in and later decided to add some highlight, you could also use some white gel pen to do the same. And for the shading, you can just use a marker that's a shade darker than what you've used in the base layer. Great for adding some dimension to your doodles. This one here is an envelope, and I'm gonna use a tiny little heart to show the seal and maybe add some stripes to decorate. When I'm coloring in my drawings, I tend to usually gravitate towards the warmer colors like reds, oranges, and yellows. But today I'm really challenging myself to go for a wider range of colors, and that's what this page has been so far. Although you do see me drawing an orange starfish at the moment, and that's one of my favorite warm color. And you might notice the same about yourself, that you're drawn to certain colors more than others. I'm drawing an oak leaf here where I started by drawing the veins of the leaves and used that as a guide to draw the outline of the leaf around it. Alright, moving on, next up is a grumpy cat. And all I'm doing here is drawing two circular blobs, one being the head and the other being the body, and then I draw in the ears and sort of work those blobs into the shape of a cat. As soon as I draw in the tail, it starts to resemble a cat very much. Then draw in some eyes and an upside down V for the mouth for that grumpy looking cat. I'm gonna make the edges of the body of the cat a little bit fuzzy, so you get that sort of furry kind of fuzzy furry kind of look. Optionally, you can add in some stripes as well. I'm using a light brown for the stripes here. You could also add in a fun little detail, some thought bubbles to show that our cat wants some fish. He's thinking about some fish. Maybe that's the reason for him being so grumpy. Next up is a lemon, and it's one of my favorite things to draw. Start with an oval blob, do these pointed bits on either end of it. I left a bit of gap when coloring in to show some highlight. Add some leaves and some tiny little dot to show some unevenness in color. And that's it. Our page is looking quite full. Maybe I could squeeze in a few stalks of lavender on this corner here. So I draw two little stalks and I do these tiny little pairs of ovals or heart shapes and move all the way up the stalk, doing them in little clusters, some grassy leaves and a few dots to show pollen. Totally random, but I decided to draw a pair of scissors. It's funny how my train of thought works sometimes, but for today's set of doodles, I've been doing exactly that. Just following my train of thoughts to do all these random drawings. And I hope you guys had fun watching or drawing along wherever you are. Just finishing off today's video with this tiny little snail and its trail. Thank you for watching, my friends. I hope you got some ideas for your bullet journals and planners and sketchbooks. Enjoy drawing, and I'll see you next time.